This is The Wheel Weaves, a Wheel of Time podcast with no spoilers. Hey everyone, I'm your host Dani, and I'm the first-time reader going through this series chapter by chapter. As always, there's no spoilers past the chapter we're covering, and that means it's totally safe for first-time readers. I'm joined by my co-host Brett, who's a longtime fan, and he's guiding me on this journey. We'd like to thank and acknowledge our executive producers, Brandy and Kirkwood, Sean McGuire, Yanis, LightBlindedFool, Green Man, Deyvis Ferreira, Margaret, Big C, Bennett Williamson, Hannah Green, Noralia, Geof Searles, Erik Reed, Greysin Ishara, Ashlee Bradley, Laura Lewis, Helena Jacobsen, and Matthew Mendoza. And before we get into things today, we just want to thank and welcome Austin Mills to the Wheel Weaves Patreon team. Thank you so much for your generosity and your support. We really, truly appreciate it. In this episode, we're talking about Chapter 23 of Towers of Midnight.
Yeah, Chapter 23 is Foxheads.
I know.
We have a really interesting chapter here because Elayne makes some decisions.
Oh my,
then Gawyn makes decisions. And then Lan makes decisions.
I have opinions about the decisions people are making.
Okay, they're all good decisions. You know what, some of them
are not bad.
They're okay, yeah.
Yeah, the Lan, that's delusional.
Sure.
Gawyn, who cares?
Well, we're going backwards, okay.
And Elayne, we'll get there.
Okay, first. All right, so I'm going to start us off here because... Okay,
well, before you do that, we have to talk about how for the first time ever...
The elephant in the room.
The literal elephant. We have a live audience.
We do.
With us today.
Is it an audience if it's one person?
Yes.
And if that one person is your dad?
Yes.
Okay. We have a live audience
We have a live audience. Other than... on Discord.
Right.
We've never had an in-person live audience before.
Mm-hmm.
So this is kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
But he's not allowed to talk, so there's no evidence that he's actually here.
He'll be our laugh track.
You're right.
In the
or
background.
The cough track, if there's like coughing or like...
Yeah. If we say things that are very funny, there can be a laugh track.
Okay.
Now you have permission. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so now we can get into the fun fact for today.
Sure.
So, at the beginning of this chapter, we are picking up right around where Brigida left.
Yes.
Which in the last
I have
chapter.
To say, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're not left on a stupid cliffhanger to the point where I've forgotten that it's happened.
Yeah.
And then eventually we get back to it and I'm like, wait, why? What's happening?
So Brigida exited from the actors, the play.
Yes.
Right, that was happening. The players.
Yep.
Is it a play? I guess it would be a play.
It would be a play.
Theater? Okay.
Yep.
But Elayne is still here watching. And there's a little bit of tidbits of information here on the actors who are a part of the Lucky Man's Theater Troupe.
Ooh.
So I had to do a fun fact about theater troupes. Sort of.
Okay.
So apparently theater people, also known as thespians, okay?
I've heard that word before.
Right, and apparently, I had to look that up too, because I was like, yeah, I've heard of that word, but like, why the heck are they called thespians?
Theater nerds.
Yeah, apparently it's because the first guy in ancient Greece who did this kind of thing was named Thespis. So
what, really?
We're just going with that. Thespian.
Maybe. With all history, maybe.
It's on the internet, so...
Okay.
I'm pretty that's not even the fun fact. Okay, so the funny part is thespians are incredibly superstitious people. And these guys in the Lucky Man's Theater Troupe must have been like a bunch of dummies here because they don't even know that they picked probably the worst theater name for their troupe.
You can't put the word lucky in your troupe
name? So here's the
name?
thing. It is so unlucky to wish an actor luck.
Oh, I actually knew that. You have to say break a leg.
You don't say good luck.
No, you cannot. You cannot say good luck. I knew that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So I looked up some of the superstitions and the reasons for them, and there's so many. I made a short list of some of my favorites. But basically, the reason why they're so superstitious is because theaters are full of ghosts and fairies, more or less.
Of course.
And they're always trying to cause mischief.
You know
so
what?
So you really got to be on guard.
I buy it.
Yeah. So it's like ghosts everywhere, flying around.
Well, they're so old, those buildings.
Okay. So here's some of the good ones. So let's start with the say break a leg instead of good luck. So back to the whole ghosts and fairies things. They're on stage and they use their magic to force the opposite of what you want to happen. So if you say break a leg, right, that's the opposite. Or you can also say merde, which means shit in French.
Yes, yeah.
And that confuses the ghosts. So that's how you do that.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh yeah, well they're kind of dumb.
Yeah, exactly.
We all know that about ghosts.
There's another theory that I don't like. It's that the theatrical curtains that mask the backstage from the front stage, I guess, are known as legs. So breaking a leg means you've crossed from the backstage to the playing area.
Oh, that's
and that's
less
the goal.
fun.
It's less fun, so I like the ghost reason better.
Mm-hmm.
So that's number one. Second, apparently there is a superstition: don't wear blue on stage.
Interesting. I
Yeah.
haven't heard that one.
Yeah, it's lesser known because apparently blue was a very expensive color of dye.
Okay.
So you would have blue in your costumes if you were rich and like doing really well. But then what all the bad theater troops started doing was buying as much blue stuff as they could to pretend that they're good.
No.
Right? And then like an opposite thing happened.
I can't believe it.
Okay. So and alternatively, producers just didn't want to spend a lot of money, so they're like, blue, that's expensive. That's bad luck.
Yeah.
Ghosts are gonna get you or something if you wear blue.
Yeah.
Now, whistling backstage is also a jinx. It's bad luck.
Oh,
Don't
is
do it.
it? Okay.
So this actually seems to be practical because in the old days, scenery would be manually like lifted into the air by guys with ropes and stuff.
Yeah, pulleys and whatnot.
Yeah. So the stagehands would cue each other by whistling. So so if you were just like an actor whistling, you might get something dropped on you, like a wall or a prop.
I see.
So don't whistle. That's pretty practical.
Okay, that's a good one.
The last one, this is my personal favorite, and I might have a surprise for you in store in the future.
Okay.
So you give the director a graveyard bouquet.
Ugh, what's that?
So when a theater production closes, it's considered good luck to give the director a bouquet of flowers. They have to be stolen from a graveyard. It can be symbolic, denoting the end or death of the production, but also, more realistically, historically, actors were pretty poor. So a great life hack is you go and steal flowers from a graveyard. It's an inexpensive way to get people flowers.
And that's not going to make the ghost mad? Yeah, right.
Yeah, graveyard bouquet. But those are the ghosts in the cemetery,
They'll
not
follow
the ghosts
you.
in the...
Oh, they'll follow you.
Well, I think then you have like a ghost battle, and the theater ghosts,
I feel like that would anger
better.
some ghosts if you steal their flowers.
Maybe. We'll see. I don't know, but that's...
Please never...
That's the superstition.
Please never give me
Great way to get free
graveyard
flowers.
bouquets.
Look for your cemetery.
No, please don't do that.
Okay.
That makes me very uncomfortable.
Okay. Yeah, so anyways, these guys called the Lucky Man's theater troupe.
Yeah, right away.
Probably going to die, like,
No
immediately.
good.
Like, I'm going to throw that out there. Like, definitely, it's not going to go well.
Not going to go well.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they want you to think it's not going to go well, and then the opposite will happen.
Yeah, no, but this is like the first guys, so like I think this is where the tradition or the superstition comes from, probably.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil stuff, but like this theater troupe, not gonna make it.
Not gonna make it.
Based on the name, no way. No way.
Okay, well, I'm ready to get into it.
Yeah, let's do this.
Okay, I also have my notebook here.
Yeah, there's a few names.
Oh my
There's a few
gosh.
names.
Some names.
Not a ton.
You know what? Enough, though, that I didn't know if I should know who anyone is.
Right. I did some notes too, because we also have some nobles. Like, we're going back into the Andor and Noble House stuff, so I'm a little bit prepared.
I know, like the Sylvace and the other one.
I'll explain what's happening
And then
here.
when we get later into the, like, exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I didn't know if I was supposed to remember who any of those people are.
Right.
Or if they're new to us.
Okay.
I didn't know. So I have my notebook. I have Varen's list of Black Aja names to hopefully do some cross-referencing.
Okay.
And we'll get to see where we're at, because we thought all of the Black Aja was eradicated from the tower.
Did we think that? I thought we didn't think that. We thought that a lot of it was, like, the leftovers. But...
Yeah, I thought there was no way. I thought they all left.
Well, yeah, but we're not at the... we're in Camelin right now.
We're in Camelin.
This is the ideal place for Black Aja to be.
Duh.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes, we're not in the tower.
They're not, yeah.
You know what?
Okay.
Good thing you clarified that, because this entire time I was like picturing this. You know how in the tower there's like the basements that they go in and hide out and do stuff in?
For sure. Not there.
This is Camelin.
Yep.
Well, that makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
And you know what?
Because Elayne's here and all the
and then
Andor
also
nobles.
Melar and
yeah.
Oh, these are the ones that were captured
from her last
her
crazy plan that got people killed.
Yeah, lots of them.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on the same page.
Yeah, we got
now.
this.
I got this.
All
We
right.
got it. Okay.
Foxheads.
Foxheads plural.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And the chapter symbol is your classic 2 faces, black and white, Black Aja.
Yeah.
Bad guys.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, we are starting in Elayne's perspective. She's watching the play, and in the middle of the performance, things are happening. She's not paying any attention.
Yeah, well, she has the exact same thought process as, like, ToM. It's like, why do these people have to act out the different roles here? Why can't it just be one dude, one bard telling
me
the story?
Yeah.
Right? These actors, crazy. It's not
Yeah.
going to catch on.
No, but what she does have is the Foxhead medallion, in
Yeah.
case you forgot. She has it from Matt.
Yes.
She's studying it for 3 days.
Yep.
And she has tried to replicate it. And
Yeah.
we get some information that she has found out about this Foxhead medallion.
Yeah, I always like to look at the way she is, I guess, researching it, because she is pretty smart about it, but there's also not a context in real life for us to work off of for this. So it's just like her thinking, okay, this must have been made from silver, and the shape of it, like, it doesn't have to be a fox head, but she's made replicas that are fox heads because she wants to get the dimensions the same to get the same amount of silver. So that'll be like equal weight and equal amounts of ingredients or whatever you want to call it. So like there is a little bit of a scientific madness to it, even though it's magic, you know, like there's still like the weight of the proper metals that need to be used. So I kind of like that side of things.
Fair. Now, we also get some information about Elayne.
Yes. Do you remember who, you remember this? There's like an entire side plot going on.
There's a whole subplot. Is Elayne the one who wanted to be queen?
Okay. So Elayne was one of the big undecided houses during the succession. So the 3 that were against Elayne, that was Arimilla.
Yes.
And then Nain and Elenia. Those were the 2 that were like captive to Arimilla.
Oh, yeah.
So those 3 houses, those are the people who Elayne currently has basically prisoners because she won the succession.
Yes.
And then she let everybody else pledge allegiance to her, but she's like, not you 3. You 3 can suck it. You're prisoners now in my dungeon. And then there was a whole chapter with Dylan and Brigida trying to convince Elayne to let them go or ransom them off, because like at some point people are going to stop caring about these 3 prisoners.
Yes.
And they're going to lose their worth, so like get rid of them. However, Elayne, she came up to Elayne and said, hey, like I want to vouch on their behalf. So then Elayne was annoyed because she's like, okay, well now if I set them free, they're going to be thankful to Elayne and not to me, so I'm just going to keep them prisoner for a little while longer. So
okay, but you still haven't told me who Elayne is.
So she was she's one of the big 3, like one of the big undecided houses during the succession. She was the one who Morgaze had like exiled and flogged, right? So like there's a lot of bad blood here, but she's also the one who Elayne is named after, like her grandmother or something. So there used to be a really good relationship between Elayne and Morgaze, but then the whole exile flogging because of Gabriel happened, and now Elayne is trying to do a little bit of maneuvering here in this scene by getting Elayne back onto her side. But she also doesn't want to release these prisoners and have them like go over to Elayne necessarily. So there's like a lot of political undertones here. And does it matter right now?
No.
I don't know.
And arguably, does it matter ever?
Well, you're going to be real embarrassed if at the last battle, Arimilla is like,
I matter.
I'm part of
something for something.
Yeah.
Who cares? Not me.
All
right. So what I do want to talk more about is the Foxhead medallion.
Okay, yes.
Because it's impossible to channel while touching the original one.
No.
Right?
No, the replica. So the original is like the pure one.
Yes. Okay.
And it blocks all the weaves.
Yeah.
And you can channel.
And you can channel while holding
it.
But the one she made, you can't channel while holding it.
Exactly.
But
and it doesn't block all weaves. It blocks like the weaker ones, but not like really strong ones.
Right. Okay.
So they're not perfect, but she's getting close, and she's got like at least an idea that she's working off of.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean,
I like that Elayne can do this thing.
It's gonna come in
that's
handy.
That's a cool thing that she can do.
Yeah, like recreate, and she does note they're a lot more complex than the Ring Dream Terangrial.
Yeah,
guys.
which she never got perfect either.
Yeah, exactly.
She also never perfected replicating that.
Right. She got the Adam down pretty good. Like she got that one.
Yeah, she did get that one.
So good for her, I guess.
Yeah, we should probably utilize that a little more.
The Adam.
Yeah.
Or the triangle making.
No, the necklace and bracelet thing that she had with Mogedion.
Right.
That actually like worked.
Yeah.
Relatively
I was going to get into
well.
a whole like what's ethical for getting information out of Black Aja.
We're so long past what's ethical here.
Yeah. Well, we just got to do what we got to do.
Yeah.
At this point, like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on,
like,
guys.
we're not going to torture Mogedion or whoever was in there.
The Chesmal. Chesmal, like just Black Aja.
Oh no, with Rand. It wasn't Mogedion. Who was it?
Semirog?
Semirog.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Semirog, the worst, most evil one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, we're not going to torture her.
Like objectively evil, committed to the Dark One.
Yeah.
Like, we got a rap sheet miles long. But,
right. I also kind of wonder, so we do get a reveal. This is completely... I should talk about this later, but I want to now.
Okay.
You think Gawyn would have something to say about Elayne keeping these Black Aja captive
Right
now?
Sure.
Because Gawyn has been very firm in, if you're Black Aja, you die.
Right.
You're put to trial, question mark.
Yeah.
Trial.
Like asterisk to that. Like,
yeah.
Yep, we have found you guilty.
Quotes.
Yeah.
Trial. You're guilty and you get executed.
Yeah.
Period. So how Gawyn feels about Black Aja who've been captured.
I mean, how much does Gawyn know at this point?
That's what I'm
Do
wondering.
do we know how much Gawyn knows about these specific Black Aja who Elayne just captured?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
I'm
depends
just
on what was
thinking,
divulged, you know?
I'm just thinking.
Okay.
Because Elayne is privy to that information, that Gawyn is doing that. And so why she would feel the need to keep them all still.
Information.
Yeah, but what what exactly?
Well, let's talk about that. We'll get there. Gotta be patient.
Okay, fine.
Okay. All right, so she's got the Foxheads. She's got a replica.
Yep.
That'll come in handy later.
Yeah. Now, at any point now, I'm expecting something to happen in the middle of this play.
Right.
Remember?
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
Brigitte went off to do the mat situation. They went off drinking.
Yep.
Well, she was drinking milk. And
Still drinking.
And then she feels pain and anger and fear
Yes.
in Elayne, and then her and Matt go running to see Elayne.
So we think something's going to happen in the middle of the performance.
I was like, ooh.
That would make sense.
I know how this happens.
Yeah.
Leaders should never go to theaters.
Right.
Because that's where they're assassinated. Ask Abraham Lincoln.
Apparently.
Right. So I was like concerned. But then the play just ends.
Right.
And then they go out for their refreshments afterwards and make their stupid small talk. And I was
and
like,
you're thinking, oh, it's fine. But then Elaine's like, I got a really good idea, and Brigitte is going to hate it.
And I'm going to
like,
not
oh,
tell
no.
anybody I'm doing this thing. And I was like, can we please?
This is going to go bad.
Can we please not?
Right. Okay. Hold on. Just as a side note,
know.
there's little bits of information as we go through this that I want to point out.
Okay.
She has some thoughts about, she likes the idea of even the imperfect Foxheads. She's not going to want to hold on to the imperfect one because she doesn't want to stop herself from channeling.
Yeah.
However, it'd be super helpful for like Brigitte to have it.
Who
or
can't
some of her
channel
captains.
anyway.
You're basically immune from the simpler wounds.
And
That's
she
fantastic.
even at some point thinks, if I just give the replica back to Matt,
she does.
He would never know.
Yeah, she squashes it though.
But then she's like, no, I have more character than that.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. Like, that's a little bit of an intrusive
I was like, okay,
thought.
good, because
No. I don't blame her for having that thought because, like, you gotta wonder, but then she squashes it, so we're good.
Okay.
But she does think, like, okay, I know he can give it up once. Maybe I can bully him into letting me have more time with it.
Do you think there's any of our main characters who would feel not the least bit bad?
Nynaeve.
Okay. I was wondering who you were going to say. Okay.
Nynaeve loves her magic stuff.
She loves it.
it.
Yeah. She'd be like, here, Matt. Like, she would not care.
This is a lesson to Matt for giving up his stuff.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Also, maybe Rand.
Also, maybe.
Depends on what mindset he's in.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, Rand wouldn't even think about it. He wouldn't even ask for it in the first place. It's like something that would be absolutely helpful for Rand to have.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't think about it for protection.
But like
of
if
himself.
he was in a situation where he had something and had to return it, but had like a worse one to return and the other person would never know.
Yeah.
Like if he had like a replica calendar or something.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like how angsty is he? He's like, oh, I deserve to die. Have both of them. Like, I don't know.
Well, he just gives them both away.
He gives them both away. That's what Rand does.
Or he just like buries it in the forest.
Yeah. I put a beacon on it. I'll find it later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perrin would give both away. He would just throw them into the woods.
Be like, I don't want to be a part of this anymore.
Yeah. And I'm like, Perrin, we've been over this.
Those are very helpful things. Like, why did you just...
You have to be a part of it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So they have their small talk.
Well, okay, so the thing ends.
Sylvaise is there.
The thing ends, and then we have the
there.
people. So we get like a bit of a checklist of people that Elayne invited to this theater thing. And they're all people that she's allied with, right? So we've got the Connail and Catelyn. Those are like the young ones.
Oh, I remember
those
Catelyn.
kids?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then Sylvaise is the granddaughter.
That's the granddaughter.
Of the really gross
who's now
dude.
the older.
Yes.
Or now the leader because he died.
Yes, and then she kind of like roped Sylvaise in, and what's going to be important is that Sylvaise had that torturer guy who's referred to as the secretary, but he's just a torturer, and he's the one who was loaned to Elayne to torture and question these prisoners. The Black Aja. But Elayne isn't using them.
Okay,
He's not using them.
is 1,000% on my suspicious list after this
after this, her secretary torturer guy ends up being like super dark friend.
Well, okay, I forgot about that part. But
Right. Okay.
well, I don't know who anybody was.
Yeah.
But just in this interaction, before we ever get anywhere or do anything,
Yeah.
she's like robot.
Yeah.
It's described, and in the audiobook specifically, it's read in a very robotic monotone voice.
Funny.
So it's like very obvious how evil she must be.
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
she's also trash talking Elayne,
Yeah.
who Elayne is currently trying to like rebuild relationships.
Why would you
with.
invite her here? Like it's like that. Like I don't understand. With cold dead eyes and her monotone robotic voice.
Yeah.
Like, several times.
Okay.
Elayne is like, ooh.
Okay.
You're weird.
And then her secretary is a dark friend, so.
Okay.
And I keep saying he's just straight up a torturer guy.
He's the torturer.
They call him a secretary because it's like, it's taboo to have a torturer.
Right.
Right? Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. Okay, anyways, a little bit more background stuff that's happening behind the scenes here. So Elayne does not fully explain to Sylvace her plan for Elayne, because that's the whole like back and forth thing that's happening here between Elayne and Elayne, is she's invited Elayne to this play because she knows it's her favorite ballad and all that stuff, but she's also not doing any political maneuvering specifically.
No, she's like, I just invited you here to have a nice
Which
time.
in itself is political maneuvering.
I thought I would leave you alone because you don't like me and don't want to talk to me.
But hey, just remember the good times we used to have.
Remember how you used to love hanging out with my mom?
Right? Before all that bad stuff, that it was only a couple months and you had years of good stuff.
Love that.
Yeah, so that does happen. But also I feel like maybe her plan didn't fully come into what she was going to do tonight because she has this really brilliant plan to go off to the dungeons.
Okay.
So she ends, like, Elayne kind of leaves in a hurry. She says, she's like, oh, I have a great idea, because something clicked with her. Like, I know how to get information out of these Black Aja.
Yeah.
And then she says, bye. And
Takes off.
Elayne is like, what are you doing? You invited me here and we're not talking at all. And that's when Elayne drops the, oh, it's just a fun night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
it's
have
cool.
fun.
Just have fun, man. So anyways, that's where we kind of have to leave that relationship.
Right. It's also noted that Elayne hasn't exactly given orders to torture the Black Aja prisoners, and they're not being very forthcoming with information at all anyway.
Yeah.
So
it's like that weird middle ground. Like, they're not going to give anything up because they're going to die if they give anything up. And also, Elaine's not willing to do anything to get information. So,
okay.
Like, what do you do?
Yeah, probably this plan. You should probably do this plan because it's so good and well thought out.
Exactly. Yeah. Instead of, like, I don't know, a dam. Compulsion,
literally anything else. That took half a thought.
Yeah.
Of planning, reasoning.
Yeah. Yep.
Logic.
Mm-hmm.
No, we're just rushing in
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just taking
well,
crazy
she thinks
pills.
that too.
I'm taking crazy pills.
She thinks that too. Yeah. She thinks, oh, we have these Black Aja because of my incredibly rash actions.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, but also like you.
But she's like, but this is the best so far.
Yeah, but people died because of you, Elayne, too.
Yeah.
But also Elaine's the one who's like, people should be willing to die for me.
People should die for me. I'm the queen.
Yeah. So.
We'll
okay.
see.
Yeah, we'll see how this works out for her.
Okay. Now, my favorite part is like, Brigitte won't like this, but Brigitte, she doesn't like anything.
Yeah,
so
and she's not here to stop me, so this is really her fault.
I'm going to take advantage of this.
Yeah. So this is really funny, too. I love it, because she's like, where's Brigitte? And then she gets from the guards like, oh, there was a disturbance at the gate, and it was that mercenary captain, so Brigitte's questioning him now. And Elaine's
like, you mean Matt?
Matt Koth? Okay, they're drinking.
They're out drinking.
They're out drinking.
Yeah.
Like, oh, questioning? Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's 100% right. Like, yeah, they are.
Yeah. So now Elayne is going to get to her guards and starts giving some really strange orders, but they run off to obey.
Yeah, and we're going to find out a little bit about those later.
Mm-hmm. And Elayne knows she needs to act quickly because she's got to go through her plan.
Yes.
She's got to enact it without telling anybody and without actually thinking about any repercussions.
And without Brigitte coming back or someone alerting Brigitte about this plan, because Brigitte would 100% not let this happen.
Okay, so throughout this entire perspective, I have a roller coaster of emotions.
Yes. Oh, I know, right? It's like up and down, up and down.
In this moment, I'm like, God, no, Elayne.
Yeah.
This is terrible.
Yeah.
Don't do this. This is so stupid. Are you so stupid?
And then she starts it, and you're like, okay, this is actually going okay.
And then I'm like, all right,
yeah,
that's okay. And then, okay, we'll get there.
Yeah. Flop.
Yeah. So basically, she disguises herself as a big, scary, shadow, forsaken character.
Yeah, like she does it in front of her guards, and they're like, whoa, that looks crazy.
She does the mirror of mist illusioning.
Yeah. And the whole, like, we've seen the Forsaken do this, like, shadow and whatever. Cloaking and ooh.
Red eyes.
Red eyes. She takes the pink slippers off.
Phew, because that would have given it right away.
You'd be like, 100%.
I'd be
no
like,
way.
That's not a Forsaken. That's pink slippers.
Yeah. Okay. But it seems to work, and she changes her voice so it's like deeper.
Ooh, yeah.
And I love it because Elayne is so excited. She's
so
like,
excited. I did it.
Yeah, she's so excited to like do this plan, and it's like this is such a bad idea.
And especially considering she's pregnant and can't even channel properly always.
Yeah.
So like if let's pretend she's not pregnant.
Sure.
And she's regular strength powerful.
Yeah.
It would still be a dumb plan.
You're forgetting the most important part though. Min said that she can't die.
Nope, that's not what Min said.
Min said, you are invincible forever and ever.
Yeah. She even thinks about, well, actually, Brigitte might have had a point.
Yeah. It's like, she has, all of her thoughts are like too little too late.
Yeah. Because, like, you can get a bonk on your head. Yeah. And you can still have
Brigitte
your babies.
even went through different scenarios of what could have happened. It's like, you could be captured and your kids could be born healthy into captivity.
It just feels like we're going around and around and around in plot circles.
Mm-hmm.
This would have been the perfect place, I think, for us as a reader to watch Elayne go through a character development phase.
Sure.
And come out successful and smarter because of it, and have learned a lesson.
You're forgetting something.
But we're so close to the end. At this point, we can't just keep doing the same fucking things.
She's pregnant.
So?
Apparently, her brain doesn't work.
Oh, that's what happens.
That's what happens.
I hate that.
Yeah, you're not the only one. But anyways, we're going to do this.
You know women, so illogical all the time.
Especially when pregnant. Okay. And we're doing this.
Can't trust those ladies to do anything.
So Elaine's like, hey, okay, turn out the lights. And then the guards who are in the room, she's like, stay perfectly still. Turn the lights off. I'll be right back.
And she makes a gateway.
Yep. Into the dungeon. In Caemlyn.
In Caemlyn. No, I understand now.
Not the White Tower.
I understand now. When I was reading it, I think I knew it was in Caemlyn.
Yeah.
Just for a split second.
Yeah.
I was like,
but also,
that must have been in the tower. I don't know why my brain did that.
I have like a spark of hope too, because she also holds Matt's real medallion.
Yes.
And then you're like, okay, maybe.
Well, no, right away I was like, why isn't that around your neck?
Right.
There's a reason Matt wears it around his neck and doesn't just hold it in his hand, idiot.
Yeah, that's true.
Like right away, I was like, no, she's going to lose it.
Put it under your shirt. You don't have to, shouldn't even be visible. You know?
Well, it's in her pocket.
Yeah,
and she's holding it. But anyway, I was thinking that's a bad idea.
Yeah, we're all thinking that. So, okay.
Okay, so the place that she gateways to is Chesmel's cell. Yeah. And now Chesmel is one I remember.
Yeah.
Because that's the yellow who loves using her healing skills to kill people.
Yeah, exactly.
That one was very specific that I've remembered.
Yeah, because it's very similar. And she's like one of the OG that we knew about from the long, long time ago here.
Right.
Yeah. So Elayne chose Chesmel because she seems to have some authority with the Black Aja. She's powerful enough that the others would like listen to her. But she's also more passionate than logical. So she wants to try to exploit that to get information.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta say, like, this was a good call. It does go well for a while. She does a decent job.
It just isn't well thought out.
No.
And there's no real escape plan.
Yeah. Well, this is the issue. It would have gone better had there not been this ambush at the end.
Yeah.
Like a totally unforeseen thing happened that ruined everything, because right now we do get...
Oh, who would have thought an unforeseen thing happening that ruins everything when you're dealing with the Black Aja?
Elayne didn't think about it. Elayne didn't think about it. But we have the kinswoman
stupid.
outside the cell who are currently maintaining Chesmel's shields. So Elayne can feel that, and she gave the order to them to just like basically do nothing, like just hang out and not come in and investigate what's happening here.
Okay.
Because that was one of the orders, the strange orders that she gave, and the guards ran off to give those orders.
Okay. So right now is when Elayne is really going to get into this roleplay situation.
Yeah.
Like, she really loves dominating. She just loves getting in. She loves just being like, silence!
Yeah.
And, like, she's just relishing in it.
I mean, it works, and that's, you gotta play the part. That's what the Forsaken
and
do.
immediately Chesmel spins around, throws herself to the ground. Great one!
Yeah. Well, this is good because, like, as we've seen interactions with the Forsaken and Black Aja, and it's like, you can tell them to, like, not even look up at you.
Yeah.
And really lean into this
And that's
role.
a real thing, but how Elayne would know that right now, and how she would know how to look, and what to say, and how to interact with them, like, she's really going out on a limb.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's coincidental, but believable.
Yeah. Right.
I guess in this for the plot, let's just like keep the story moving and not ask too many questions about how Elayne would know exactly sort of what to say and do.
Well, I mean, it's like, hey, act like the most evil person in existence. And you're like, yeah, they're probably not like super delicate and nice.
Yeah.
They probably yell and berate.
We also know, well, she knows that Forsaken show up. Like when she's seen Forsaken, they look like themselves.
Right.
Like to be this shrouded, dark character, how would she know that they do this?
I mean, that's not, again, not totally unbelievable, and I don't have
Just don't ask too many
No, it's
questions.
like she's questioned enough Forsaken and Black Aja way back into book 3, where we might have heard a little bit of, this is what they appear like. You never know. I'm just saying. It's not totally unbelievable.
It seems like a stretch.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I buy it, and I'm going to go with it because Elayne's 100% in this. She's got to do it, and she's
she
like...
does not have to. She does not got
no.
to do anything.
Well, even now she can just leave. But she's like shouting, like, you're a failure, and I'm going to have to kill you. And then Chesmel's like, oh, I'll give information to save my own butt. Please, don't kill me.
Yeah. Okay. So then Chesmel says, one of the 2 men who we were ordered to kill is in Camelin, and we're working on a plan to make sure he's dead.
Right. Yes. So...
And then Elayne asks for more details.
Yeah, it's
Turns
Matt.
out we find out it's Matt, but we already know they're hunting Matt.
We know that, but we didn't know that the Black Aja are working on an assassination plot.
I thought we did know that because of all of the flyers that are being handed out in every inn and tavern.
Well, that's even just like a reconnaissance thing. We've seen that for a long time.
Yeah, but he's actually here.
Yeah.
And
I just wonder how far along this plan actually is, too, because is this just Chesmel saying, totally, we have a plan?
Yeah, we discovered. We just found out today we're planning an assassination.
So, like, how much have you planned for that assassination
attempt? And then Elayne
attempt?
slips up and is like, how can you do that when you're imprisoned? And then Chesmel looks a bit confused and says, I've been following my orders. We're almost in position to begin the invasion as commanded.
Yeah, so here we go. We got to talk about this.
And then Chesmel's like, you're not the chosen who visited me before, are you? Because you don't know what the plan is.
Yeah. And, I mean, she leans into it again. It's like, don't question me. I'm a Forsaken.
Yeah.
Because you're not allowed to question
in a
them.
deep voice. Ooh.
Oh. Dracula here? I don't know. Okay. Let's talk about this because Elayne is, number one, a little bit worried about the whole invasion of Andor thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to hear your thoughts because Elayne thinks, number two, like, how would this happen or how could it even happen?
Uh-huh.
Okay, go.
Dark Friends, man.
Dark Friends invading Andor, Camelin, Andor something.
Yeah.
Go on.
That's it. That's what it's going to be.
Are we worried?
Yes.
Are we worried this is like legitimate?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not like super worried because everything that ever happens with the Black Aja and the Dark Friends seems to be a little bit of buffoonery, if you will.
Just a little bit.
Just a touch.
Yeah. But I'm just, because we've seen the invasion in the Borderlands. We know that Gareth Byrne is getting ready for an invasion in Tar Valon, or ready to defend, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like Elayne should be doing more right now to prepare Andor and Camelin specifically against a siege. Like, there's a part of me that we do want her to be as ready as Gareth Byrne.
Sure. I was like, okay, we found out this information.
Yeah.
This actually turned out well. This was the point where the tide was turning a little bit in Elaine's favor. So I was like, okay, she did this crazy thing. She took this risk.
Seems to be working, though.
But it seems to be working. Now, maybe she knows get in, get out, and we're good.
Yeah. Yeah, because even with those whole, like, you're not the chosen who visited me before, that doesn't necessarily have to go bad.
Yeah.
Because we also know that the Forsaken do that.
Yeah.
Like, that is a believable thing from the
And she's like,
Black
don't
Aja eyes.
question our workings.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure you're doing your
I just need some more
Black
information
Aja
now.
job.
Yeah, okay. But then she can't feel the kin outside anymore.
Uh-oh.
Who are holding Chesmel's shield.
Yeah.
So, whoa.
Whoa is right. Because then the door rattles, the lock spins, the door flies open, and there's a group of people on the other side, and it is not the guards that Elayne is expecting.
Yeah, so we have other people.
Okay.
We have other people here. So first off,
I missed that
Sylvace's...
whole Sylvace's secretary thing, so I'm glad you mentioned it.
Well, he's the guy who, like, body checks her into the wall.
I know, but I thought...
He's the guy.
I thought he was just like another dude, another guard in the palace or something. But, like, I didn't catch on to who he was. I knew he was a big brute dark friend dude, but...
I don't know if he's that big. I don't even think he's actually that big. He's not gigantic, I don't think. He's just like a torturer dude. And I'm pretty sure he had...
him being a big broody guy.
Yeah, I can't remember because they don't name him in this chapter again, and I think he had like a French name. I can't remember. It's like...
Jacques?
Maybe something like that. I'll look back. See if I can find it.
Okay, I'm just going to write Sylvie's...
torturer guy.
Secretary in quotes.
Right.
Okay.
And then we got Tamila and Eldrith.
Tamila? I feel like I remember that Tamale name.
Yeah, she's been around. We've seen her more, I think. And then there's Eldrith.
Who I don't remember at all.
Yeah, again, like the OGs.
Yeah, they're the ones from, like, Leandrin's crew, right?
Exactly. Yeah, from a long time ago. So, like, we saw them a lot early on, and then not so much.
Okay.
But, I mean, there's not much to tell, except for the fact that the OGs are kind of sticking together.
That's true. And they weren't on Varen's list that we got. We know that she had about 200 on her list.
Which, I mean, that makes sense because they were the original.
Here listed.
They were the original, like, Black Aja ones who everybody knew because that was like the 13 Aes Sedai left the tower.
That's right.
And then I was like, hey, how many do you think are left? And you're like, I think that's all of them.
I did say that?
Yeah, you did say that at the beginning.
Shoot.
It's pretty good.
I really thought that the percentage of evil people was going to be way less.
Yeah. But then turns out,
50-50.
Power corrupts,
at
man.
Least. At least 50-50.
Unlimited cosmic power.
If not more at that point,
yeah.
honestly.
I'm
especially within the tower.
Exactly.
Within the Aes Sedai organization.
Yeah.
Which is also why I'm concerned we haven't been back to the Black Tower at all.
We should probably just avoid there.
But I'm not going to talk about that right now.
No, neither is Rand.
Good.
Yeah, no one's good. We're just going to... Okay. Anyways, back to this.
Okay.
So we've got the torture guy. We've got two Black Aja. And then Elayne tries not to act surprised.
Yep.
And she's like, hey, I convinced one Black Aja that I'm who I am, and maybe I can convince two more.
Yeah.
And she almost does it. Because we got Tamila.
Tamila throws herself to her knees, and so does the dude. But then Eldrith is like,
wait a
hold
second.
on. And so she starts to channel, and then Elayne slams a shield down on her, and then Eldrith lands one on Elayne.
No. Tries to. She does, but then she's got the Foxhead medallion.
And then it's
so
like
it breaks
her
off
weaves
of her.
are sliding off.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's kind of the big thing is that she does get a shield off on Elayne, but it doesn't work. But Elayne shields her, but she isn't able to air gag her fast enough.
Because she yells, that's not one of the chosen.
Yeah, that's a fake. I see the pink slippers under there.
No, she took them off.
It's like, what are you, in bare feet now? I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Forsaken never go around in bare feet.
Well, she disguised her feet. It looks like she's floating.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so Eldrith did not buy it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so then we get like a huge action sequence here.
It's pretty good.
It is pretty good.
Now, I'm worried at this point, and angry also.
Right.
Because this whole situation is so annoying to me that we're here again. And so this whole time I'm thinking, Elayne better get herself out of this.
Right.
Like, she is stronger, she's faster, she can do it.
She's got the frickin' Foxhead medallion
She's got the medallion, she's got the disguise, they don't even know who she is at this point yet, technically.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm annoyed.
She also has an angriel, too.
Right, she
does have that.
Yeah. So I was still angry, but with a side of optimism.
It's also annoying because, like, the information that she's gotten so far isn't very useful. It's like, oh, the bad guys are planning to attack one of the major capitals of the world. That makes sense.
Uh-huh.
I could have suspected that.
Yeah.
If it's like, we're going to invade Baerlon, I'd be like, why? I'm surprised by that.
Yeah.
Like, but Camelin is like, yeah, that makes sense.
And she's like, what could they possibly want with Matt?
Yeah.
I guess he's friends with Rand, but
I don't know.
Why would they want that guy?
It's crazy. Yeah. Crazy. Okay. So action sequence here. So we got Tamila. She tries to hit Elayne with air, but she's got the Foxhead still.
Can't do it.
And then Elayne throws a shield down on Chesmol next, so it's still Tamila's up and at him. And then the secretary, the torturer dude, that's when he body checks Elayne and like cracks her shoulder against the wall.
Ugh, I felt that one.
And that's the broken shoulder that Brigida feels.
Oh, the pain, the
that's
fear.
The pain.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like we were pretty sure we pinpointed that. That's the one.
And so at that point is when Brigida gets up and starts running.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like you're so far away still.
Yeah.
And like, where are you? Yeah, but
I was hoping
right.
that Elayne would get out of this herself.
And she almost does.
But then at some point,
well, not
when
yet.
she's toppled backwards, the gateway disappears.
Yeah,
Or
okay.
is that not yet?
Yeah, okay, so hold on.
Like, she's like, oh, now I got no way out of here. And I'm shielded.
Tamila's shouting that she must have a terangrial that breaks the weaves, and that's when the secretary dude, he's slippery guy or whatever, he is able to wrestle the Foxhead out of her hand.
I know, that annoyed me so much.
Yeah, because he like saw the shiny,
yeah,
and so he gets it away, and
he
now...
said shiny is miney.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very specific reference.
I know.
Some people with kids might get it.
Go on.
Okay, anyways. So then Elayne and Tamila have a power battle, and Elayne actually wins. She like manages to blast her backwards out the door, and she knocks Tamila out.
Great.
So technically, Elayne was just able to like shield.
I know.
Two
At
of
that
them.
point, I was like, yes, good.
She did it.
Good,
yeah.
Great, excellent. Let's go.
And then power move, because now the secretary dude has the Foxhead, so she can't channel at him. So what does she do? She picks up Chesmel with air and throws Chesmel
really
at
angry
the secretary.
Because she was working so hard
Yeah.
on throwing the power around,
Yes.
wrapping people up, shields, that kind of thing. And I was like, oh, again, we're stuck on the whole, we can't fight people without the power.
Right.
And so now the power doesn't touch him, but like that doesn't mean we can't just stab him or something.
Right. But she's not that kind of person.
So why would you ever do that? But then she does pick up the one chick and throw her into him
into the
power,
secretary dude.
and that's the whole
It's pretty great.
horse poop thing.
Exactly. Yeah. They both go down.
That they did before.
They both go down. It was like,
match.
it's so good. It was
Yeah.
a really good move to throw a person at another person.
Love that.
Yeah. Because this is the funny thing too, because now the dude has Matt's medallion.
Yeah.
So then there's also
actually,
panicking in that moment.
When I didn't know who that guy was in there, I thought it was Mellar.
Okay.
At first. And then I was like, oh no, wait, that's not who this is. Where is that guy then?
Right.
And then
don't worry, he'll be here soon.
Turns out he shows up.
Yeah, exactly.
So that annoys me.
Yeah.
Because it seems like Elayne might have actually like won this thing.
Yeah. Because she does.
She's
like she got the 4 people down. Like she's got the 3 Black Aja and the secretary dude down, and she's wrapping everybody up with air. And she can feel Brigida getting closer because she must have felt the injury.
Yeah.
And she even drops her disguise at this point too.
Because she doesn't want any of her soldiers showing up.
Yeah, and like mistaking her for a dark friend or Forsaken or whatever. And then Elaine's like, of course, I was right. My babies will be fine. Nothing bad can happen.
Said so.
Yeah, I'm invincible.
I wasn't really that afraid.
I overreacted, yeah. So there's a lot of, it's just like terribleness.
But then
it gets worse.
A man's voice whispers in her ear, hello, my queen. And he's disgusting and we hate him.
He's the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember his other name? It's not
Chris
just...
Hanlon.
Hansen, you're thinking
Hansen.
of. Yeah, it's not that though.
It's something like that.
Chris Hansen is the Catch a Predator.
It's Hanlon. Rick Hanlon?
David
Hanlon.
with an E.
Whatever.
David Hanlon. And then Doylan Mellar.
It's just like your typical white dude name.
Yeah, Doylan. Friggin' Doylan.
No. Rick or Chris or David, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Who cares?
All right,
I got Hanlon. I got the Hanlon part.
You said Hansen.
Did I? No, I said Hanlon. You said Hansen.
No, you said Hansen because it's Chris Hansen is the Catch a Predator guy. Yeah.
The Dateline guy.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, okay, so
I thought
Doylan.
I said Hanlon. I'll have to listen back.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't. So Doylan, Doylan's here, and he freaking stabs her in the side.
He just stabs her.
He stabs her real good.
Yeah.
This is bad because this is when it's like, okay, we thought she was winning, and now she's very much
and then
not winning.
Back to being very angry.
Yeah.
About this whole situation
and
at Elayne.
Yeah.
Like not even at these dark friends. They're doing what dark friends do. I'm not angry at them.
Yeah. This is
all Elayne's fault, and
Absolutely.
I'm mad.
Absolutely.
I'm mad that we're here again.
Yeah. So this is when Elayne now loses the power because she's been stabbed.
Right.
And she loses
That's
focus.
when she loses the gateway.
And everything's down. And she loses the shields and all the air. Like she didn't tie everything off. So
she tied off one of them.
Yeah, but not Chesmel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. So angry. Okay.
Yep, okay.
But now Chesmal is standing in front of her, and Elayne sees so much of her own blood on the floor. She's like, I can't die. Min said I couldn't die.
Yeah, and she's like getting woozy, and like her sight's going. Like, this is going very bad.
And then Mellar says, heal her. And Chesmal's like, what? And then Mellar's like,
I'm disgusting.
I am so gross.
I'm the worst.
I get her as my prize, so you better keep her alive.
Right, exactly. And also, like, let's get the secrets out of the Queen of Andor. Also
that.
He has an evil guy point besides just being disgusting.
I'm just so mad that he hasn't been executed by this point.
Right.
Like,
but don't worry. They're suspicious of him because he murdered a bunch of those spy guys.
Yeah.
So Elayne was like, hey, everyone, keep an eye out on that guy. He is for sure evil.
Yeah, but don't do anything about any sort of trial or execution.
Fire him. Don't let him back in the palace. You see that guy? Don't let him back in. He's a bad guy.
We're going to keep him in the palace.
Keep your enemies closer. Right beside you. Within stabbing distance. That's what they say. Yeah. Okay. So anyways, she's trying to find a way out of this because she's like, there's still hope. And she's not wrong. And she feels the Foxhead medallion copy in her pocket. But she doesn't touch it yet because she has to wait for Chesmal to heal her. Yeah, so she doesn't die.
Right.
So that happens. Chesmal comes up and she's like, does the healing.
So she's fixed, but now she's tired.
Yeah, but wait. Chesmal has the best line of the chapter here.
Oh, what is it?
She's like, ha, you dummy. I saw through your disguise and I was leading you on. I knew all the whole time that you weren't one of the Forsaken. It's like, no. You big liar.
Right. Okay. So then Elayne whips out the medallion copy.
Yes. And then Chesmal like reflexively grabs it.
Yeah.
It's really funny because that's what you would do. Be like,
and then it
there's
makes
another
her
one.
unable to channel.
Yeah. So Elaine's shield disappears.
Yeah.
So now Elayne can actually do stuff. And she chooses fire.
Just regular old.
Set her on fire.
Just regular old normal fire.
Yeah.
Nothing too balefiery, nothing too evil or crazy.
Yeah.
Just regular fire.
Right.
Just set her on fire.
Super effective.
And you know what? She never even wanted her to die. She just wanted her to get burned a little.
Just want you to be on fire.
Just for just a minute. But then she gets distracted because of all the other shit that goes on.
Yeah. I mean, it's super effective. It works really well. Because now we've got Chesmal on fire. Like fire suit, like, oh my gosh. You know, okay. And then Eldrith, I love it. She's doing so much like body blocking with like throwing people around. Because she pulls Eldrith with air to like jockey Eldrith's body between her and Mellar. It's like really weird weekend at Bernie's. If it could get weirder.
It's so weird. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, and then there's like a standoff.
Yeah.
Because Mellar's disgusting, because he's like, we're not done here.
Yep.
And something. But then Elaine's like, keeping the body between you.
But then he just like stabs Eldrith in the throat.
Right.
And is like, sorry, orders are orders.
Yeah. So,
and then he also stabs Tamila.
Who's unconscious on the ground.
Yeah.
Because she got knocked out. So, because now we basically have the 3 dead Black Ajah. So it seems like Mellar's orders is not very clear yet. Were his orders to rescue them or to murder them? For being captured, and that's
maybe
what
it was like both.
Or if
it was
you
like
can't
rescue them, get them out, but if you can't get them out, kill them.
Yeah, exactly.
So they can't give information.
Exactly, because we do know how Black Ajah in captivity are treated from like the Stone and Tear.
Yeah. So this entire thing, all I wanted was for Elayne to be able to get herself out of this self-induced situation.
Right.
That's it. That would be it for me, because she hasn't yet been able to actually get herself out of many things she's gotten herself into. And so I was like, well, if she can do that, at least I'll be happy.
Yeah.
But if Mellar didn't get her healed, she'd be dead.
Yes.
She would die.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
And that's it. So really, she doesn't get herself out of this.
Part of the pattern.
So stupid. And I mean, this part is good. Like, quick thinking, this, great.
Yeah.
However.
But also, I was horrified in the moment of reading this, too, because then, so Mellar has Matt's real medallion.
Yes.
And then after the whole light Chesmal on fire thing happens.
He runs away.
No.
Oh,
no.
He doesn't run away.
The second one falls to the ground and he picks it up and he's like, you got any more of these in there?
Oh, yeah. Should I shake you?
Is another one going to fall out? So then he has both Foxhead medallions and I'm thinking like, oh my God.
I was
Elaine's
upset
gonna
for
lose.
Matt. Yeah.
He's going to lose his Foxhead medallion.
Yeah.
Like
I really thought that was going to happen.
That would be terrible.
Yeah.
And then she does some smart thinking here, and she like collapses the roof on him because she can't touch him with weaves,
Right.
but she can collapse the roof on him. But he basically like is able to dodge, get out of the way. He drops at least one of them, and he scampers off. So
and she picks it up, and it's the real one.
It's the real one. So like, thankfully, Matt still has his real Foxhead medallion, but now Mellar has escaped with the copy. Like one of the we don't actually know how many copies she has, or if that was the only one.
Right.
So
he has one of them.
He has one of them. Yeah, and he's gone. He's gone.
And now she's there by herself with the smoking Chesmol.
Is she dead? Is she
bleeding
dead yet?
Elrith, and then unconscious.
They're all dead.
They're all dead.
They're all dead.
And she's just sitting there.
She waits,
trying to stay awake.
Yep.
And then Brigida and Matt show up, and they're like, "Hey, what happened? What's going on?"
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, well, so there was this idea." See.
And Elayne's like, "I got myself out of this mess this time."
Yeah. It's
but
like that you put yourself in it.
Put myself into it. And it's like, did you actually, though?
And unfortunately, the kinswomen who were on guard are now dead and shoved under the stairs or something. So that also happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and also somebody tracked down Sylvace.
Right. With the whole secretary murder, torture.
Yeah.
And like, she's not automatically guilty.
Dead? Where's that guy?
That guy, did he die here?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking you.
He got thrown into...
No, he got someone thrown into him.
I don't think we saw him die.
Maybe.
I'll have to double check.
Okay. Well, that is the end of this perspective.
Yeah. I'll check, and then we'll take a break.
No, the other way around.
We'll take a break, and I'll check.
Perfect.
And I'll tell you what happens to him after.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so we are back, and do you have an answer?
I do, and we both get some gold stars.
Both of us.
Yeah, so first off, not dead.
Not
dead. So
he,
after Elayne, because she wrapped him up with air, after she loses the power, he gets up and slinks off out. So he's gone. He leaves.
He just leaves.
Dips out.
Okay.
However, he definitely is a French dude, and his name is Jacques.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is Jaq.
What?
Yeah,
like
so
Jack
Lunault. Totally a French guy.
I can't believe
I know.
Like, I actually can't believe that.
I know, it's crazy. That's like the subconscious memory, knowing things. It's gotta be.
I think it's coincidence.
We both get gold stars. He's a French dude. His name is Jacques.
It's like the most French name that comes to my mind.
Yeah. Jacques Lunault.
Yeah.
He's alive and well from what we've seen. He's slinked away.
Yeah, maybe not well, because whatever plan this was clearly failed, and so we'll see.
Right, okay.
How that goes for
currently, though.
Him and Sylvace and...
Currently still alive.
Currently...
Left the dungeon.
Okay.
He left the dungeon alive. That's all we know.
That's all we know.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, so now we're going to perspective change into Gawyn's head.
Yeah, let's do this. Gosh, I just love his thoughts, you know? Love being in his head.
I actually appreciate that he is taking his therapy with Bryn.
Yeah, sure.
Like, the advice that he got, he's kind of utilizing it.
Yep.
Like, in an angry way.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
And I'm really happy with his end decision.
Leaving.
It's what I've been saying this
Why
whole time.
won't you go away? Yeah, I know, okay. Yeah. Let's get into it.
You know who could legitimately use your expertise?
Yeah, probably
here?
Elayne. Probably your sister.
It's Elayne.
Yeah.
That's what I've been frickin' saying.
Yep.
This whole time, I've been saying it.
Right. First prince of the sword. Be the guy. Be the commander dude. Be the dude.
Elayne needs you, and Gawyn does not want you here.
And even Brigida wants you there. She doesn't want to do this job.
No, she doesn't. That's why I was saying that.
She don't want to do that, yeah.
I know. That's why I was like, oh, maybe it'll be Matt then.
Yeah.
Gawyn refuses to show up.
Before we get to that awesome conclusion of where he is going, we gotta trudge through some of his thoughts.
Okay. That's a good way to put that.
Yeah.
So it's about an hour after the assassination attempt on Gawyn.
Right.
And we pick
up... if that's what we're going to call it.
Well, that's what Gawyn's calling it.
That's what he's calling it, yep.
And I mean, it's clearly the Blood Diamond people that you had talked about. And I think...
Blood Knife, not Blood Diamonds. That's different.
Like
that's a Leonardo DiCaprio movie.
Whatever, okay?
Yeah, okay.
They got, like, gems...
Yeah.
That are blood-colored.
Yeah.
In their knives.
They're the blood knives. They're called blood knives. And they have blood-colored gems in their knives.
Not blood diamonds.
Not blood diamonds. They might be. I don't know.
Are blood diamonds red, or are they just called that because it's like blood money?
Yep, that one. They're not red.
They're not like rubies?
Yeah, no. It's the blood that... Yeah, okay. People blood, if you will. It's not good. It's bad, in fact. Okay, so... Gawyn is going with this is the assassination attempt thing.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so he's in his sitting room waiting for Elayne.
Because she's pissed.
She has to deal with everything that's happening because he was shouting up a storm, and
Oh
now
my
there's
gosh.
everyone's here.
Everybody's everywhere.
Everybody's here, so she's dealing with that. So Gawyn finally comes to the room.
And boy, does she look angry.
And it's
Women, am I right?
And that makes her even more beautiful than usual.
Oh,
it's like, fuck you,
You know what?
Gawyn.
I actually had a question for you.
Yeah, sure.
When I'm very angry
Furious.
at you, do
Yeah.
you stop and think to yourself, wow,
This is the most
this is the
beautifulest.
most beautiful
Yeah.
that Danny's ever been?
Normally you're like, yeah, but when you're angry, it's like, wow.
Wow.
Okay.
That's just like a typical thought. I was just going to ask you how you felt about when
Right.
I'm red with rage.
Sure.
So beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to agree with him, but I'm not going to disagree because,
Well, he's got his own things, I
you
guess.
know, whatever
He's
you're
attracted
into,
to
I
it.
guess.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so then it gets worse because Gawyn starts to absolutely rip into him.
Yeah.
And then there's like a whole back and forth. But to summarize, Gawyn's like, oh, so I'm in trouble because I tried to protect you?
Yes.
It's like, that wasn't,
No
dude,
gaslighting.
dude,
Gawyn, quit it.
that wasn't
Nope.
the point.
Nope.
And also, because
The
she's like, I
point is
didn't
actually, I've literally said the words,
specifically ask you not to.
do not protect me.
Yep.
Don't do it. It's not your job.
And also, I have all these
Because-
preparations in plan. Like I'm prepared, and I'm trying to lure them towards me. So just like don't, and he still can't.
Mm-hmm.
He can't. But then he just like flips around. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So she is
She's
very
mad.
furious.
I didn't ask for your protection. I asked for your obedience.
Yeah.
She's so angry.
Yeah. Now, they do have actually an interesting conversation about who the assassin is, because Gawyn opens up by saying, like, oh, it was Masana.
Well, and this is what I said last time.
I know, but we know more than they know. We know more.
You know more than I know.
If you
and then what
paid
they know.
attention, we know more.
I know, but I think
Yeah.
this is just my personal
Okay.
like my personal thoughts on this entire situation.
Sure.
After having a conversation with you,
Yeah.
and then reading this chapter,
Yeah.
I think I was supposed to think it was Masana, and in this chapter,
Yeah.
I get clarification on that with Gawyn.
That it was or was not.
That it was not.
Okay.
Because I think...
It's like we've seen these guys before.
No,
though.
I get that. I think the reveal specifically bumps you on the head this chapter,
but
in case you missed it last chapter.
I'll accept that. This is like a double confirmation where if you didn't notice, now you know.
I didn't 100% know,
Yeah.
and you really felt like I should know, but I really think that this here...
But Gawyn's points are basically what I said, because she's like, hey, why would Masana fight with... Masana could fight with sword. And I was like,
I don't disagree
why would
with
she?
you. I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
However, it was set up for me to think
Right.
the same way that Gawyn is thinking.
That's fair.
And this entire conversation is the reader's reveal
Mhm.
that it was not Masana for sure.
Okay.
I think.
Okay. That's fair.
I think you preemptively
I don't think I did.
judged me for not
I
knowing.
stand by my preemptive judgment. But
That's rude.
if you didn't notice, now you notice.
I didn't
but
ask for your
I have
protection.
an important
I
question.
asked for your obedience.
I have an important question for you.
Yeah.
If Gawyn isn't gonna sword fight with Masana in the White Tower hallway,
Yeah.
who's he gonna sword fight? Like, what? Where does that go?
Yeah, I completely forgot that those blood guys exist.
But
I told you that already.
sword fighting a Forsaken doesn't make a lick of sense.
You're right.
Because he's like, I'm gonna
You're
evaporate you.
Absolutely correct. What you're saying is right.
We're just gonna sword fight all the
When
Forsaken.
you are a first-time reader,
Sword fight.
you're just like
Yeah.
going through this
Yeah.
without thinking too deeply or logically about
Sure.
every single situation that happens.
Right.
And so I think that this is here because it wasn't inherently obvious exactly who it is.
Okay.
And
fair.
this with the blood knife things.
Yeah. Because
that
I love
get-
it too.
That
I-
get found.
The next one is like, look at these knives. They have blood-colored stones in them.
Yes.
For these blood knives.
Yes.
Knives
Yeah.
that are blooded.
Yes.
Yeah.
It really is
Hammers
spelled
it
out.
home. Yeah.
And I felt some maybe validation,
Sure.
some justice for myself
For sure.
in reading this, being like, see, this wouldn't be here if it was inherently obvious.
Right.
If it's not obvious, this is here. That's why.
Yeah. Okay.
Just
All right.
saying.
You know what? Okay. let's talk more about Gawyn, because now he's sitting and his little fists are balled up.
Oh, he's so mad.
Oh, he's so mad. He's angry. He should feel ashamed of his actions, but he doesn't. He just feels anger at Gawyn because she's just like spinning this around.
And he's like, oh, it seems like you don't want a warder at all. Because if you can't stand to be looked after, then no man will do.
Yeah.
And Gwen's like, yeah, maybe.
Yep. And
especially
she leaves.
at this point.
Yeah.
At this point, you're not my warder.
Yeah.
Because
you don't even go here, Gawyn.
Yeah. I don't want one.
Yeah.
Maybe you're right about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then she leaves. Good
Yes.
for Gawyn. I love it.
Yeah.
So then Gawyn ends up leaving too.
Yes.
And then this is where he goes over to the guards and Chubane, and they're looking at those knives. And Gawyn's like, oh, there's another one over here.
This is the old-timey evidence, too, because it's like, we found this knife at the murder scene. You want it? Because we don't need it.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
It's like, you should be in an evidence bag or something. It was like, no, we got 2 of them, so like, I don't need both.
Yeah.
Go see if anyone else knows about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really funny.
There's some blood over here.
We found a pool of the
killer's blood.
Yeah.
Gross. Mop it up.
Oh, man. Okay. So then we get a little bit of closure here, because last chapter 2 we saw Gawyn talking with the younglings because they're like, we don't want to be warders. And he's like, I'm going to talk to Chubane for you about becoming tower guards. And then he's like, hey, Chubane.
And this is great. I like this part.
Got more guards for you. And he's like, cool. So now they're basically going to be new tower guards.
Mm-hmm.
And then Gawyn says, Chubane, need you to do me a big favor, man. Need you to look after her. Watch out for her. And Chubane's like, I'm the captain of the tower guard. That's kind of my deal.
That's literally my job.
Where are you going?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
She made it clear she doesn't want a warder.
Yeah. Guess it's time for me to go.
I think it's time for me to visit my sister.
It's like, guess what, man? She's not going to want you either.
She might.
She might, but
she might.
also.
It's literally his job, though.
You know what? Give her 2 weeks with him and we'll revisit that.
Ugh.
It's like, Gawyn,
he's just going to be super overprotective.
Is there someone else?
If we appoint him to a position that makes sense for him to have
defend and/or your home country.
Sure. Yeah. Protect and/or, please.
Mm-hmm.
Stop being such a tool over here.
Go fix the Black Tower.
Yeah, go
ride your little butt in there.
Oh my god.
Go
deal with that.
Go deal with those guys, please.
Can somebody
see how that goes for Gawyn?
Oh my gosh.
Okay. I'm full of good ideas tonight.
So many good ones. I know.
About as many good ideas as Elayne
Anyway,
had,
so he heads out. He gets his stuff together without even another thought.
You know what's funny is because when he was leaving, Egwene saw him leaving, but then didn't even stop to talk to him again. She was talking to Sylviana, and Sylviana was like staring daggers at him because Sylviana friggin' hates Gawyn.
Good.
Understandably so.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so he's leaving, and he goes and catches the first gateway to Camelin. Yeah. He's just a small town boy.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Caught the midnight train going anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I know, I got it.
It's not anywhere, though. It's going to Camelin.
It's Camelin. It's going to Camelin.
An hour
outside of Camelin, actually.
Yeah.
And so, there we go. If Gawyn doesn't need him, he doesn't need Egwene.
And he's going to leave Tarvalon and Egwene Elvira behind.
For now.
No, forever.
Forever. And he's going to write some songs about it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Because we just said forever. Is it forever?
No.
What do you mean? Why do you say it like that, though?
No, it'll be stupid.
Oh, my goodness.
It'll be so dumb at the end, probably, with, love and stuff.
Yeah.
Or one will be dead.
Is it?
You know?
Yeah, we can only hope. Okay, so who's initiating that?
I don't know.
Okay.
Nope. I'm not playing this game.
Okay, yeah, it's okay. Okay.
I'm for something to go right in the Gawyn plotline.
Yeah.
I'm not going to waste my time speculating about other things.
Right.
That'll be stupid and go wrong. So I'm just going to live in this happy moment.
For sure.
Where he's finally doing something that I think makes sense that he's supposed to do.
Right. He made a decision.
Good.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Because we've been waiting for that.
I just like when he makes decisions that aren't dumb.
Yeah. Okay.
This works for me.
All
this
right.
works for Gawyn. This works for everybody. This hopefully works for Elayne.
Hopefully.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Although she has been thinking, where is that Gawyn? So, I feel like this is the right move. This feels better.
Okay. All right. Ending on a positive note.
Kind of.
Okay.
Now, we end on a really positive note.
Really positive.
Because we're going to switch perspectives.
Yes.
We're going to get Lan.
Did you know that I love the Borderlanders.
I know you love them so much.
I love...
As I was listening to it, I was like, I bet Brett loves this so much.
Love it. I love how sassy they are. I love how sassy the Malkieri are.
Yeah.
They can dish it out so good to Lan.
Mm-hmm.
And just...
It's funny.
Yeah, it's so good. It's like the most comical thing. Because I always think of like, okay, Malkieri are like the badass, hardened warriors who lost their home, but they're scattered across the countryside.
Yeah, yeah.
But sassy.
So sassy.
So sassy.
Sassy pants. They got their sassy pants on.
Let's get into
it. Set the scene for us.
Okay,
with
so
your passion.
last we left Lan, he's frustrated because like 1 became 2 and the 2 became 5.
Ugh.
And he's like, okay, I made a promise to Nynaeve that I'm not going to turn people away, technically.
But they have to be riding.
Yeah,
but
like
they don't
also
have horses, they can't come.
We're going to play it fast and loose with those rules, but like I'm not going to specifically turn people away. So anyways, we pick up with Lan, and he's facing off against this guy Nazar, is some old dude with a horse and the saddlebag, and Lan's like, "What is that? What is that?"
And then he goes, "Oh, this old thing."
He pulls it out.
A flag with a big old crane on it.
It's a gigantic flag of like the golden crane of Malkier. It's like, "Oh, this?" And he's like, "What are you doing with that?" And then Nazar is like,
Don't be so self-centered about this. Every man has a right to carry his kingdom's flag with him.
It's like, this isn't even about you, Lan.
Yeah.
This is about my country.
And Lan is like, you're a baker.
He's like, I'm a Borderlander, okay? I'm a Borderlander.
Yeah.
It's so good. Like, it's so funny because they just, like, they ignore everything Lan is saying. And this is the thing. For all of them to be so sassy towards Lan, the same type of sass.
It's like, what's the message that Nynaeve has actually...
But also, they all have to know Lan.
Yeah.
Like, everyone knows Lan.
Well, and Lan's family.
Yes, but that's the thing.
Like,
is
knows
like
of Lan.
It's kind of like how nobody knows where the Two Rivers is, but it turns out everybody knows
of the Two Rivers.
And it's like Lan is just like this mythical warrior, lost king of a kingdom
but
that
they like know him personally.
Everybody freaking knows Lan, and just the way to deal with Lan, just sass him up.
Yeah,
he can't deal with it.
No,
he's too honorable.
Yeah,
I love it.
So Lan's all annoyed because he has allowed 3 newcomers to join him. Because he promised.
Promise. And then he freezes because he turns back towards like where everyone's
camping. And technically, these guys didn't ask to ride with him. They just started doing it.
That's how you deal with Lan. They all know it.
And then he sees several new tents in the camp, and there's a group of 8 chatting with one of the guys.
Chatting. And the sass continues from different people.
He stomps right up. What is this?
What are you doing?
Oh, well, this is this guy.
This is Waylon, and this is Mannequin, and this is Merkel. It's like, I didn't say who. I said, what are you doing? Again, it's the same kind of sass.
Yeah. Oh, we met them before. They wanted to hang out with us.
Oh, yeah. We went and got them while you were sleeping.
We waited along the roadway for you.
Yeah. And specifically waited till you were asleep, Lan, to go and fetch them.
Yeah.
Sass.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to fight with you, though.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, and we got a lot of stuff. We got so much stuff.
And Lan's like, I'm not going to need that.
I don't want your stuff.
Yeah, you're going to need stuff.
And then is like, hey, look over there. And there's like 24 wagons.
Yeah.
Which it requires probably
supplies
as many people.
And weapons and food and stuff.
So much stuff.
And Lan's like, fine. We'll pretend we're a caravan delivering supplies, and no one better say a single word about any stupid king.
Don't say my name, don't say who we are, and they're like, okay. But what about all the people before we already told? Like, does that count? Like, are they grandfathered in?
Yeah.
On the before telling of stuff?
Probably.
So sassy.
And also, I'm definitely going to keep telling
people.
And
I'm going to tell people.
And tell Nynaeve, because she's also just telling everybody.
I actually got permission from your wife already, so that...
Yeah, she's been telling everybody.
Yeah, so that overrides whatever you're going to do.
And so, the 5 had become dozens.
But it's going to stop there.
It'll definitely stop there.
Yeah. He's so frustrated. I love how frustrated he is.
It's very comical. It's
comical but it's also
relief, but also beautiful.
It's beautiful and heartfelt.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. I love the flag. I love it.
And it's funny.
Yeah. It's very Perrin-esque. Of like, what's that flag? What is that?
Get that down. What are you doing?
Yeah. This whole thing.
Yeah. Well, didn't you say you think Perrin doesn't want to be a leader?
Yeah.
Well, Lan invented that.
That's true. He did. He very much did.
Yeah.
Okay. That was a fun chapter.
Yeah, it was good. It was nice and long and broken up and...
bunch of perspectives.
A lot of emotional roller coastering happening all over the place.
People doing things,
People doing some stuff. I like when plot lines move along. Elayne is essentially at a standstill, but Gawyn's coming to her, so...
It's true.
maybe we'll see that at some point.
It's true.
This book. Who
Well,
knows?
I mean, he's an hour outside.
I know. It's just whether or not we get back to that perspective.
Right. Oh, that's true too. Yep.
But I really need to see what's going on with Matt.
All right. Well, you have one
We're
chapter.
going into the tower, I thought.
One chapter
When are we
next.
doing that?
At some point, we will go to the fireworks factory. Okay.
Ugh,
One
when are
chapter
we gonna
next
get
episode.
there?
One
One
chapter
chapter.
next episode. I'm going to say it one more time. One chapter next episode.
Yeah, people were mad at you last week.
I know.
I thought we made it clear it's just one chapter forever.
No, after that, it's 2 chapters.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I put the schedule up only a few days late.
Yeah. And you just had the dates all wrong?
Right, because I didn't proof it at all.
Yeah. That was funny.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks to our in-house audience. Oh, you're waving. I can put up the applause sign. That's so good.
It's good. It's good.
I can't wait. I can't wait for our next live show.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be so good. All right. So before you go ahead and rush into a plan that's definitely going to backfire on you, I'm going to say that this is part of the pattern now.
Yeah, it's part of the pattern.
Thanks so much for listening, everyone. The Wheel Weaves is hosted by Dani and Brett, edited and produced by Dani and Brett with Passion Socks, Cody Feltz, Benjamin, Jamie Young, Megan, Jared Berg, Ricky Morissette, Lance Barden, Adam, Mozyme, Michelle Forbes, MKM, Antoine Benoit, Lawrence Bradley, Colby T, Gabby Young, Rycat, Zane Sayaka, Matrix, The Albatross, Bratimus Prime, and Matt Truss, with music by Audionautic. Be sure to check out our Patreon page if you are interested in supporting us and the podcast. We'd love to send you some Patreon-exclusive merchandise as a thank you, plus you'll gain access to our episodes earlier than everyone else, and at the time of recording, we have over 40 bonus episodes for your listening pleasure. Find all that and more at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. For general information about our show and information like how to send us shot glasses, how to join our Discord, and how to get in touch with us, visit thewheelweavespodcast.com. And as always, please be sure to give us that 5-star review because it really does make a huge difference in helping people find us. And tell a friend, Riyadh, because referrals really are the best compliment. Thanks again for listening. This really is part of the pattern.